and I've had dairy goats for probably 23 years. And after you've had them for a while, you really have to figure out what you're going to do with all the milk. Because if you breed them every year and they have babies every year and you're milking them and all of that, you end up with a lot of extra milk. So today we're going to show you how to make soap from milk, goat milk, and Miss Jackie's going to show you how to make cheese from goat milk. So yeah, even better. And then it has to be put up. We're going to pour it once we have it ready. It's going to get poured into that pan. Then it's going to sit for like 6 weeks. So you won't have to stay here for 6 weeks to do it. But then I'll show you the second part. We'll show you the second part because we're going to cut that up, the raw soap, cut it up, and we're going to melt it in one of the pots, and then put the fragrance in, whatever we want to do, and then it gets put into the molds. But that's the second part. Right now we're going to work on the first part, and this is what we're going to do when we make raw soap. It's dangerous. That's why we have all the littles kind of keeping them when we start with the lye and all. Just everybody just stay back and don't mess with it, because I'm going to have somebody help me open this though. It's childproof.
Well, that.
Yeah. Give it.
Hold on. I am pushing.
They're serious.
There it is. Yeah.
Super muscles.
Our recipe for the milk. It came out. We needed, I think it was 6 pounds of milk. Came out to 3 cups. So what I do is have little containers that I put in my freezer, and when I know I'm going to make soap, I pour 3 cups, exactly 3 cups into the container, and I freeze it. So that way I come out with something like this. This recipe is going to call for 6 cups, so I have 2 of them. And we're going to measure the lye, and I'm going to start sprinkling the lye on top of that, and it's going to go. It's going to start melting the lye, and
Miss
then
Vicky, why do you do it on frozen milk?
That was my next question.
frozen. Yes, you want to go with frozen.
Why?
If you don't want your soap to look orange, if you use plain goat milk at a room temperature, the lye will like burn it and it'll make it orange, and then you're stuck with orange soap.
Okay.
So this is you do it. I think they call it the cold press method.
They do something like that.
Yeah,
Frozen.
There's all kinds of things on it. You don't have to just. Also has to be weighed. So we're going to make. Okay, we need 12 ounces of the lye. Now this part you do have to be careful, but you have to, again, you have to do it. Everything has to be exactly weighed exactly right.
In theory, nothing.
Boom. This is fun though, because you get to play mad scientist. This is the day that you don't have the dogs running through and you don't have the cell phone on and all of that. You put all that away and you start working on what you know you're going to do. All right, we need to start measuring. We're going to start sprinkling the lye, and it's going to start melting the milk. Is there like a plastic? And then I have the tray to put the soap in when we're finished, is in the tin foil pan, but I covered it with the thick plastic garbage bag because you don't want it on any metal involved in this at all. So see how the lye is starting to melt slow. You don't want to rush it.
There's no rushing.
There's no rushing this. But just remember, you have 100%. It always has to be 100% lye, which you can buy at Handyman Hardware, and that'll look at you too much. We have the large can. We threw it away. The large can of the vegetable oil, like the solid one, which helps for it all to kind of come together. We have
Okay,
olive
so
oil.
like Crisco. Okay.
We have, yeah, we use that, and then olive oil, safflower oil, canola oil, and what was our other one? Cocoa butter. Yeah. And olive oils that you buy, if you look close, it's mixed with something else. You don't want that for your soap because your soap it all has to be exactly, the weight of it has to be exactly right. And if you weigh your olive oil and you're weighing it as the olive oil, but it has something else in it, it throws off your whole recipe. So that actually happened to us one time when another friend of mine, we were deciding to make oil, and we hadn't realized that her olive oil was mixed with something else. We stirred and we stirred and we stirred, and it never set up. We finally put it in a thing and just set it off in another room at her house, and it took it about 2 or 3 days. It finally did set up, but it took it like 2 or 3 days. From the outside, and just pour it into this really slow.
Guys, there's how it goes.
Very
careful.
Just go slow.
It's leaning on my arm. I have my arm leaning on my side.
You need help?
No, I'm okay. The only reason she asked me to do that is because I already stepped outside. That's right. Steady. So steady. Doing great. Okay, I don't have smell. Can anybody smell it? What does it smell like?
Cocoa butter.
Cocoa butter? Okay.
I like cocoa butter, yeah, I smell it.
Now, I don't bother putting fragrance and stuff in at this point because the lye just eats it up.
Okay.
So the second part, when we have the soap already made and we're gonna grind it up and melt it, that's when we're gonna put the fragrance in. And then it stays.
That was an old fragrance also. That smells
We're getting there. Look at it, just make sure.
It's coagulating, you guys.
Now just make sure that gets water runs through it real good. All right, so this is the stirring.
Oh, you don't do it. You love it.
How's your mom feeling? How's your mom, Ellie? Looking for trace, that's what they want you to do. But it's not quite there. I don't think it's gonna take it too long.
Okay, while she's doing that, we're gonna drain this cheese.
A little bit more. See how it makes the design when I drip it across? You can see where I dripped it.
It's like applesauce.
Yeah, you can kind of see it. It's good. It's just on the verge of.
It's like just thinner than pudding.
Right. It's like almost like an applesauce.
Yeah.
But you want the feel of it. You want it to be just getting thicker. It's gradually gonna get a little bit thicker. Okay. And then when we put it in here, and we're gonna cover it up, and you cover it up for like 12 hours, 24 hours.
Careful, mother. This is a whole face soap.
No pressure, right? Brett, you're grounded.
This is going to be the end of our raw soap. We're going to let it set up, and then we're going to pretend that it's been here for.
It's gonna be like TV magic.
Yes, we're going to do TV magic.
Now, could you use a like Rubbermaid thing without the plastic bag, or?
You can, yeah, you can.
Would it pop loose?
Yeah, you might want to pop it. I like the bag because you can pop it up and pull it out. Is it scraped out enough? You think?
Yeah, but if you're gonna reuse it.
Yeah, the easier the better. And then you kind of know when you've done it a while, you know how big your container has to be for it to pour into. This used 6 cups of milk.
That's how I was last year with goat cheese. I didn't have to measure anymore. I was just able to eyeball it.
Right. Well, with this, you don't ever want to
Because of the oil and all
Yeah,
that
just,
stuff.
yeah, this you want to go ahead
But you'll
and do
know.
whatever it said to do, you need to do.